Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope all of you doing good. Uh, wanted to do just a hygiene check. Is my screen visible to all of you? And am I audible? Can you please hit yes in the chat box? All right, all right. So, are you all excited for this session? Hi, good evening, everyone. Once again. So, my name is Sanjay Jindal. I'm working as an associate director placements in one of the biggest private university in Punjab. That's Lovely Professional University. So I'm working in this university from last 14 odd years. I started my career as a faculty of marketing, then moved into the training vertical, and currently now I'm handling the placements at Lovely Professional University. I majorly take care of the management and engineering placements. So today we have all gathered here today to learn something related to personal branding and LinkedIn profile optimization. All right. So you all would have heard a word called your network is your net worth. I'm sure most of you would have heard this word. Your network is your net worth. I also had heard this word from a lot many people in the past. But to be honest, I had realized the importance of this word only during COVID, when I was when everybody was sitting at home. Uh, you know, uh, we were all sitting at home. Nobody knew when this COVID would get over. So for me, sitting at home and getting the students placed from home was a difficult task. I really had no idea of how would I get the students placed, right? And that's when I actually realized how important is LinkedIn for each one of us. So though I had a LinkedIn profile since 2012, but to be honest, till 2020, I actually didn't realize how important LinkedIn is. So going forward, these are the topics that we'll be covering today: the basics of personal branding, importance of LinkedIn profile, optimizing the profile image, canvaing the banner image, brainstorming the right target audience, SEOing the headline, glamorizing the About Me section, social proofing, personalizing the URL. And in the end, I'll be discussing something related to how can you reach out to the recruiters. It's a surprise package for all of you. So if I would request most of you to stay till end if you actually want to know the trick how you can reach out to the recruiters. I think so. Most of the audience today present here is, is from the most of your freshers, whether you're from engineering, whether you're from management, fashion designing, hotel management, any stream. I'm sure you would learn a lot from this particular session. So, what is personal branding? That's just a theoretical line I'm putting across to all of you. It's the process of how you present your values, your strengths, your skills, your experiences to others in professional and social communities, right? The line which is given by Mr. Don, it's what do you do makes you who you are, and how do you project it to others? It makes memorable, right? So it's really required. How are you presenting yourself in the social media to the outside world? So you can basically use Facebook, you can use Twitter, you can use Instagram, you can use Google, you can use LinkedIn. So these are 4 5 tools, which you're basically using to, reach out to the audience, to your target audience, to your HR recruiters, to anybody, by using Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. But most of you don't actually realize the importance of you actually have to make yourself as a brand, right? You need to have a very good email signature. You need to have a very professional LinkedIn profile. You need to even have a very professional Facebook or Instagram profile. Most of us, have a very casual LinkedIn profile. So that's very wrong. If we all make very good CVs, right? We all make very good CVs, but those CVs are limited to your laptops, right? You only use it only during your interviews, or you only use it to send it, via cold email. But to be honest, all your social media platforms are your online CVs. It's how do you project yourself, to the audience, to the outside world, via any of these social media platforms, right? Whether it's Instagram or LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook. That's really, really important. That how are you projecting to the outside world? I'm sure you would have all heard about these names which are mentioned below. Ankur Wariko, Ranbir Alabadi, Zakir Khan, Digital Deepak, Vaibhav Sisanti, Alakh Pandey, Gaur Gopal Das, Sadhguru. They're all influential people. They're all, having their niche. They are all experts in the particular area. So can anybody tell me in the chat box, let's have a very interactive session. Can anybody tell me in the chat box, who is Ankur Wariko? Yes, please. Can anybody tell in the chat box, please, who's Ankur Wariko? And who is Ranbir Alabadi? I don't see anybody. Okay. All right. Zakir Khan, Digital Deepak. So, okay, let me put it across. So, Ankur Wariko is an entrepreneur turned content creator, right? Ranbir Alawadi is into podcasting. He's famously known by Beer Biceps. Zakir Khan, we all know, is a famous comedian. Digital Deepak, he's known for digital marketing. We also have Digital Pratik, Digital Deepak, Digital Pratik. Vaibhav Sisanti, he's known for LinkedIn. Alak Pandey, famously known for physics, the physics wala guy. Gaur Gopal Das, Sadhguru, right? So I'm just now correlating all these people, with the diagram which I've, shared above. They've all uncovered the uniqueness. See, each one of is unique. Each one of has, we all have our own niche. Somebody might be good in music, somebody might be good in dance, somebody might be good in bhangra, somebody might be good in public speaking, somebody might be good in, I am good in placements. For me, the work which I do currently is my passion. It's more than a job, it's my passion, right? So that's my niche, that's my strength. All right. So all these people have actually uncovered their uniqueness, their strengths. And then, once you have identified your strength, what do you have, right? Then you have to create yourself as a brand, right? And once you're trying to create a brand, you have to communicate yourself. The same common message has to be communicated via all the the media channels which I just mentioned, this Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google, Gmail, LinkedIn, anything which you use. You have to keep your message constant, right? And you have to always keep on updating. You can't be stagnant. You can't be having just one simple stagnant profile. So every time, every now and then, if I have to tell you, I keep on updating my LinkedIn cover photo, I keep on updating my LinkedIn display photo, I keep on updating my LinkedIn tagline, I keep on updating my Instagram, I keep on updating my Gmail signature, right? But ultimately, what I'm trying to tell my target audience, I'm able to just sell my university. I'm able to sell my students. I'm able to pitch my university better. I'm able to sell my target audience. The target audience of who I am, what I'm trying to tell the target audience all about. So it's very, very important for each one of you. If you are an engineer, you know that you're good in coding. If you are a good public speaker, you know that you're very, very good in speaking English. If you're good in music, that's your niche. If you're good in dance, that's your niche. If you're good in any area, you have to actually uncover that. You have to create yourself as a brand, and you have to communicate it via multiple different channels, and then keep on updating yourself, keep on sharing your new things, over LinkedIn, over Google, over Instagram, over Facebook, right? So have you all heard about this thing called Linktree? If you can please message in the chat box, Linktree. So basically, each one of us has different set of profiles. I may have Gmail, I may have LinkedIn, I may have Instagram, I may have Facebook, I may have Twitter, right? So these days, there are several aggregator platforms. So one of them is Linktree. So basically, what you can do is you can create your free or a paid account on Linktree, and then you can have your own LinkedIn URL, which you can further share it on your LinkedIn, which you can further share it on Instagram, which you can further share in your Gmail signatures and all that stuff. So I'll show you a quick example of Mr. Ankur Wariko. So, basically, if you see his LinkedIn looks like this. He's put up a very, professional, or you can say a flashy photograph here, and then, he has put this LinkedIn link here. So when I click on this particular link, I go here, and then you can see he's put all these things at one place, all his online courses, his weekly newsletter, his first book. So if I click on this, I can go to his first book link, right? His motivational wallpapers. And if I click here, right, I can go to his Facebook, I can go to his LinkedIn, I can, go to his Snapchat. So instead of, promoting different platforms, I can have one Linktree account. I can promote each and everything at one place itself by making a Linktree account. All right. Now coming to the basic agenda, because we have paucity of time, I would focus myself on the agenda which is most important today, which is how to optimize your LinkedIn. All right. So let's. So basically, as I said, most of us have our own CVs, which are made. Uh, the CVs which we make, right? So that's limited to your laptops, right? We actually don't project to the outside world, and if we don't project to the outside world, basically, we are actually not doing justice to ourselves. All right. So, so basically, I let's try this link called resumeworded.com. I'll request each one of you now. Let's do a practical thing. Let's open this website called resumeworded.com. Uh, so Arvind there. I would also request each one of you to go to your own LinkedIn profile and download the PDF version of your LinkedIn. If somebody doesn't know, let me tell you how. So you have to just go on the more section here. You have to download this file by the name of Save to PDF. All right. So once you download, you have to quickly go onto this link called resumeworded.com. Yes. So once we are there, you have to quickly create an account. Once you create an account, so I'm showing you a live demo of how good or bad my LinkedIn profile is. All right. So I'm going on this link. Then it says upload your LinkedIn profile. All right. So I go here. Now I'll upload my own LinkedIn PDF, which I've downloaded from my LinkedIn. So that's my PDF version of my LinkedIn profile. All right. I'm uploading it here. Now it's doing the buffering, it's loading, just checking my LinkedIn profile. And now it will tell me my score. So can you see this here? So my score is, it says 64 out of 100. So it says you have to aim for 90 plus, right? So basically, the game starts from here. You have to actually see, how good or average, poor, excellent your LinkedIn profile is. So you can go to this website called resumeworded.com today. See, everything doesn't come free. Everything is paid, but the initial 4 5 checks are free. So you have to use it very optimally. So you go there, you upload your PDF version of your LinkedIn, and then it tells you the score. It also tells me how good my headline is. So it rates me 9 out of 10. All right. In my summary section, in my about a section, it rates me 7 out of 10. It tells that I am very poor in mentioning my experience. That is 3 out of 10. In education, it is giving me 10 out of 10. In others, it is giving me 10 out of 10. All right. So it's a very excellent tool. So this is what I started using this tool in 2020, and I slowly and steadily, I kept on changing, improving, my LinkedIn. See, nothing is foolproof. I'll not say that it is 100% true, but it actually tells you, gives you the, your mirror. It shows you the mirror that you need to make a lot of improvement in your LinkedIn. All right. You can also use this tool for other purposes, like, so your CV check. Just like your LinkedIn profile, you can also upload your CVs and check how good or bad or average your CVs are, right? And it can also give you suggestions of what changes you need to make in your LinkedIn. All right. So once you okay, let's do one more. So this was mine. I have downloaded a sample PDF profile of one other person as well. Let's see what score comes there. I think so. I'll not be able to show that because it says I have to upgrade to the pro version. All right. So that was it. So if you can use this link resumeworded.com, it can tell you how where you stand in terms of your LinkedIn profile at date. All right. So did you find this tool useful? If you can hit yes in the chat box, please. All right. Now, next coming to this topic of optimizing your profile image. All right. So this is again a very very important thing. Most of us, use our display photo on LinkedIn just like we are putting up a photographs on Facebook. We are putting up a photographs on Instagram or any other social media platform. Please understand this thing that your LinkedIn profile is what you're showing to your professional network. Your Facebook or Instagram is something related to social networking, where you're socializing with your friends, with your family members, uh, mostly the friends, right? But LinkedIn is where you're reaching out to the co-founders, you're reaching out to the CTOs, you're reaching out to the HR heads, you're reaching out to the business heads. So you need to be very very serious and particular of what kind of photograph that you're putting on your LinkedIn profile. All right. So let me show you some examples, and you have to tell me in the chat box that which photograph is professional, which is not. So let me share some examples with you all. Can you see this particular LinkedIn profile? So I'll be showing you some sample LinkedIn profiles of some people. So by no means I'm, trying to demean anybody, but I'm just trying to give you some examples that, what is, a apt LinkedIn profile and what needs to be improved upon, right? So if you see this LinkedIn profile, this particular person doesn't have a cover photo, and she even doesn't have a display photo. Now that's a personal, decision of not having a cover photo or a display photo. But in case she had a display photo or a cover photo, that would have given more weightage to her profile, though she represents a very good organization. But yeah, it's totally blank. So that's actually not a very great, if I have to say, very great LinkedIn profile. As I said, it's just an example. By no means I'm trying to demean anybody. Another example, so she's my own student. Uh, though she has put up a photograph, but that photograph is again not a professional photograph. This photograph can be put across, if I have to say, on a Facebook or Instagram, right? But it doesn't look good for an HR person to have this photograph on a LinkedIn per se. All right. Again, so if you see this particular photograph, right, the lady is there, but the background, I think, like it's again not a professional background. It could have been a better background. Though she has very well used the cover photo, but the display photo again could have been better because her face is not visible at all. So you need to understand, these pics looks really good when you're actually, putting this on Facebook or Instagram. We get a lot of likes, comments, beautiful photo, blah blah, and all that stuff. But when you're actually, putting this kind of photographs on LinkedIn, you have to be very very cautious of what you are trying to project your target audience. So this again, I would say, needs a lot of improvement and could have been better photograph. Again here, so in all these things, I'm actually trying to project you that the photograph would have been better. So let me show you the actual right photograph. You have to put it that way. So if you can see this particular lady here, right? Her background is white and she's actually projecting her face. So to be honest, this is the most apt display photo, if I have to say, which you can see of how you're actually projecting your display photo to the target audience. So either this, or I can show you one more example of this particular person, Mr. Ranjit. So again, a white background, and he's trying to project his face here. I'll say a partially okay and partially not okay. Again, wherever you're putting more stress on the background and your own photograph becomes secondary, that's not the right approach. So you need to have, your face. You actually do a headshot, wherein your face is projected more and the background is less. Wherein you're giving more weightage to the background, then it superimposes your own photograph. So again, in this picture, if you see, it looks a decent photograph, but she has somebody who's sitting behind her. All right. So again, I won't say this is an app photograph because you are actually projecting somebody along with you in this particular display photo. So if she was sitting alone, then this pic would have looked great. So the basic thing is you need to have a professional profile image. The image should be such that it grabs the attention of the recruiter. It's well projected and well zoomed. Some of the tips which I would like to share with all of you is that you need to use a very high resolution camera. Make sure that your face takes up the majority of the frame. Now, that's what I was trying to tell you, that it's your face that has to take majority of the frame. If you're actually projecting somebody else, if you're projecting your background, that picture doesn't look that great, right? The background takes most of it. You have to take a headshot. So you can see this example of Mr. William Brams here. So this photograph is actually apt photograph. So you have to take a headshot. You have to be the solo person in the picture. get the picture clicked by someone, make the right facial expression, take the photograph in the natural light, wear a formal workplace usual attire, upload the latest and updated photograph. Please do not, please, I repeat, please do not upload, a old photograph of yours, which is not the current photograph. So these are some of the tricks, guys. You actually need to, use high resolution camera. Don't compromise on the photograph that you're putting on LinkedIn. It actually plays a lot of weightage, lot of score when you're actually sending a LinkedIn request to somebody. All right. All right. So I'll share one or two tools with you today again. So in case you have a photograph, which has a background, some background which you want to remove. This is one of the tool which I'll recommend to all of you, which is like remove.bg. All right. So this is one of the tool which you can use and remove any kind of background. Let me show you an example here. So this is a tool called remove.bg. Let me upload an image. So let's say I'm using this particular person's photograph, right? It has not come the right shape, but my objective here was to tell you guys that he initially had a background, then I removed it and it became a white background. Let me try using one more example. So this was the original thing, right? And when I removed, it became white, and then it's showing something like this. Though his hand is not showing coming fully. Let us try one more example. Let's use this particular photograph. Yeah. So see, the original photograph was this. So where she was standing, this lady was standing, and there was some poster behind this particular photograph. All right. Now, when I use this particular tool, uh, the background becomes something like this. So you can use this tool called remove.bg, wherein in case you have a background which you want to remove, you can use this remove.bg tool, and then you can quickly download, and then you can use this particular photograph as one of your display photo on LinkedIn. Yeah, so there's one more tool which I want to share with all of you, which is called photofiller.com. All right. So this tool basically tells, how likable, how competent, or how influential your photograph is. So let's use this tool, which is called photofiller.com. So here I have to choose that for what purpose do I am using this particular photograph. Is it for business? Is it for social? Is it for dating? So I'll say I'm using here it for business purpose. Then it will tell me. So basically, what I'm trying to check here is that if I use this photograph on LinkedIn, how competent this photograph is, how likable this photograph is, and how influential this photograph would be. So that's very, very important. Likability, influentiality, and competency is very much required when you're putting up a photograph on any of the platforms, right? Especially for LinkedIn in this case, if I put this photograph, now I have uploaded this photograph, I'm clicking on next here. I think so. Again, it's asking for credits because it's not free right now. I've consumed most of the credits, but I'll give you an example of my own thing when I tested my own photographs. So that's how when I uploaded my photographs, it was telling me, giving me rates. So 48 people voted for this particular photograph, 51 people voted for this particular photograph. Uh, so yeah, so they rated that on a scale of 10. The confidence part was 5.4, the authenticity part was 5.8, the fun part was 5.4. If I were using this for social media platform, but if I use this particular photograph for business use, the competency part was 6.4, the likability part was 5.2, the influential part was 6.7. So you can always test your photograph whenever you're putting this your photographs on LinkedIn or any of the platforms, that whether this photograph will make justice, right? Whether this photograph will justice to the audience, right? The photograph may look good to you, all right, but it may not be the case that the target audience likes your photograph. So you can always use this platform called photofiller.com, upload the photograph and get the votes, right? In order to use free version of this, you have to actually vote for other people. So just like me, many other people are also uploading the photographs, and just to get to know how good the photograph is. So you have to vote for them, and once you vote for them, you get some free credits, and then they would vote for you, and then you can get this particular results of how good or bad your photograph is. All right. So these are the two tools, remove.bg and photofiller.com. All right. Now coming to the next thing, which is cover photo, right? Again, I see many of the people, they don't use the cover photo, or if at all they're using, they are using some very observed cover photos which has nothing to do with what they're doing currently, or it has nothing to do with the organization that they're representing. All right. So again, I'll give you examples for this. So if you see this person, right? Uh, so I initially praised him for the kind of photograph which he has used as a display photo. But parallel, if you see, right, he is actually promoting his organization which is currently working for, which is Palo Alto. All right. So it works really well if you're promoting your organization, your current. If you're a freelancer, you're a digital marketer, or you're into music, or you're anything, you need to project what are you doing currently. If you're working somewhere, you actually need to project your organization. So if you see my own LinkedIn, I've not touched upon my own LinkedIn profile. If you see my own LinkedIn, currently I've used this particular cover photo, which is I'm actually projecting the packages. My students have got a package of 62 lakh rupees, 64 lakh rupees, 3 crores. So I'm actually trying to project, the quality of placements, the highest placement record which I've got at LPU, which is like 3 crores. All right. I keep on updating, as I said, I told in the initial start of the presentation that you need to keep on updating. So it's not like that, I had this cover photo 3 years back, and I would have this cover photo again for next 3 odd years. I keep on updating. Sometimes I project the entire infrastructure of LPU. You all know how big LPU is. So sometimes I show the infrastructure of LPU as one of my cover photos. Sometimes I show one of the success stories. Sometimes I'm showing this particular placements. So having a great cover photo is actually required, right, to reach out to your right target audience. So again, this lady Chandra Jaiswal, she has used some photograph of her organization, right? So it's really important if you're having a nice cover photo along with your display photo, right? It's really required. So that's what I told in this particular presentation, that use a photo of your workspace, use an image of an award and accomplishment that you have got, use a personal photo that shows your hobbies, interests, edit in your images. All right. If you see this particular example, again for this particular person, Mr. Austin, right, he has used the right display photo, and he's actually trying to, so he's a freelancer, so he's actually showcasing his own website, cultivatedculture.com. So he has used that particular organization name and is using that particular cover photo here. Just to let you know, you can use this tool called canva.com. I think so most of you would know this, that you can go to canva.com and cover photo, which is actually uploaded on LinkedIn, has a maximum size of 4 MB. You can't upload a photograph with a file size which is exceeding 4 MB. All right. And LinkedIn accepts PNG, JPG, JF type of files for cover photos. If you have not used Canva, let me show you here. You just go to an account and you have to just type LinkedIn banner. All right, and then you can use any of the templates. You can customize it. Like, you know, I selected, I randomly selected any of the LinkedIn banners and I uploaded the current, you know, cover photo here, and then I uploaded on my LinkedIn profile. Right, so you have to just type LinkedIn banner here, select any of the links. Right, you have to use this template. I click here. Right, and then I can make changes and I'm going to download it and I can upload the same on my LinkedIn profile. All right. Now, guys, as of now, we have learned, you know, of how to have a good display photograph and how to have a right cover photo. Now, actually, we will come to this topic of brainstorming the right target audience. See, on LinkedIn, on Facebook or Instagram, you know, we keep on randomly, you know, sending requests to our, let's say, the Bollywood celebrities or the, you know, the cricketers or any of the sports celebrities, just to follow and see, you know, what they're doing in their own lives, you know, or on Facebook, we tend to send random requests to our friends, girls and boys and all that stuff. But, you know, you can't use LinkedIn just like sending requests to anybody randomly. And if you're doing that, stop it right away. You know, you can't send random requests on LinkedIn to anybody, because, as I repeat, LinkedIn is your professional platform. It is not. It can't be equated to Instagram or Facebook, right? You have to understand this point that LinkedIn has a limit of 30,000 connection. So if you have reached the limit of 30,000 connection, post that, somebody can just follow you, right? They can't be part of your network, right? So you need to be very, very cautious of whom you are adding to your network. I was doing this mistake, as I said, before 2020. I was actually not, utilizing or making the best use of LinkedIn. It was only during COVID I I realized that I was doing a lot of mistakes, a lot of errors, and I was very casual in terms of maintaining my LinkedIn profile, right? So I was randomly accepting anybody's request which was coming to me. I was randomly sending requests to anybody which was not, you know, part of my agenda or relevancy, if I have to say, right? So you have to understand that whom you're sending the request to, right? So you need to understand that you're sending the request. So for me, if you ask me, my target audience is the HR heads. So since I'm part of placements, my target audience is the HR heads. My target audience is the CXOs. My target audience is the CTOs, CHROs, co-founders. So instead of sending requests to any damn person, I am restricting myself. And if at all I have to accept requests of any students, I only accept requests of those students who have actually worked on their LinkedIn. Those are actually very serious of connecting to me, learning from me, right? And they're actually posting some serious stuff on LinkedIn. All right. So that's very, very important that you are making your network on LinkedIn very optimally, right? And this second term is also very, very important. If you're having a right audience connected to you, then if you're posting anything and everything on LinkedIn, it's get multiplied. So it says if the audience in your LinkedIn network is correct, when they engage with the content that you post on LinkedIn, that particular content gets visible to the newsfeeder of the followers, and your content get multiplier effect. So it meant to say, if I'm putting up a post, and that particular post is being viewed by 50 HR friends, right? And if they are liking my post, those 50 HR friends are liking my post, it get visible to their network as well. So it can be 50 multiplied by 100, that becomes 5,000, right? So it plays the role of a multiplier effect. All right. Now, as I said that, we sometimes have unwanted connections. We have, accepted the request of some people which we actually never wanted on our LinkedIn, right? But then we have added. Now, what to do? And I have no idea of how many people, unwanted people, I have added on my LinkedIn profile. So the best and easiest way would I would tell you is, though there are multiple approaches, but due to paucity of time, I just tell you one approach. Every day when you open up your LinkedIn, right, you go to your notification section. You see people. Somebody has a birthday, somebody has a work anniversary, somebody has joined a new organization, somebody has got promoted, right? So you always tend to convey your greetings via messaging them over LinkedIn, or you message them via WhatsApp, or you make them a call. But while you are wishing them birthdays or on their anniversaries, you suddenly realize that, hey, I have added this particular person on my LinkedIn, but actually it is of no use. Neither this particular person is active on LinkedIn, or neither I'm not exchanging any kind of fruitful conversation with them. So the best approach is every day, rather than wasting 2 3 days deleting or unfollowing people. I would say this is the best approach. Every morning when you're wishing birthdays or anniversaries to your all people in your network, if you see somebody, a person which is unproductive, go to his LinkedIn profile, unfollow that particular person. So that's the best way of removing unwanted connections from your LinkedIn. As I said, you have a limit of 30,000 people only on your LinkedIn profile. All right. Yeah. So moving ahead, I was also telling you that you have to connect to your people, right? I told you here that LinkedIn has a multiplier effect, and you need to actually connect to the right people. You need to actually connect to the right people, right? Okay. Now, like, let me give you a live demo, right? Of how do I, if I have to give you my own example. All right. So can you see here? So you have to type anything. I've typed here randomly a word called campus recruitment, right? And can you see here? Some buttons like people, post, jobs, groups, products, schools, courses, event, companies, services, and all filters. Now let me show you one by one, right? So for me, like I said, for me, I am mostly getting connected to people who are handling campus recruitments, because they're part of the HR and they're handling campus recruitments. So I've typed this word campus recruitment in the search bar button, and if I click on people, right, it would show me only and only those people who are handling campus recruitments, right? I see this lady called Neha Kukreja. I see Mr. Joel, Mr. Vinita, Miss Gitanjali, Miss Khushbu. So can you see this word, campus recruitment? So I've just typed this word, I can easily get connected to all these people. So for me, people who are handling campus recruitments, people who are handling university relations, I only need to get connected to those people. So I've just typed this word, and I can get connected to them. All right. And once I am connecting to them, I can't just randomly connect to them right away. So let's say if I wish to connect to this particular lady called Neha Kukreja, right? I click here on connect. Now most of you, what you would do, you would directly click on the send button. Now why? One, the most important thing is, one, you need to have a rock solid LinkedIn profile, right? Like I've discussed with you, you need to have a great cover photo, you need to have a great display photo, right? And also you need to have a great tagline, which I'll just touch upon the next slide. Now, but yeah, once you've made that thing, and you're trying to reach out to different set of people, you can't randomly send a request, again, just like Facebook or Instagram, sending requests by just clicking on the send button, right? Now, if I have to make Miss Neha Kukreja accept my LinkedIn invite, I would add a note here. So I will click here. I will type, Dear Miss Neha, I am Professor Sanjay Jindal, Associate Director, Placements. I wish to stay connected. Please accept my LinkedIn invite. Thank you. Right? So this is just one of the template. You can use your own customized template. The intent here was, uh, uh, I am addressing her by name. It's not like that. I am just sending her this message. I'm sending a customized message where I'm projecting. I'm telling that, dear Miss Neha, I am blah blah blah. I wish to stay connected. Please accept my LinkedIn invite. Thank you. Now the hit ratio would be far far better than you're just sending them a blank LinkedIn request. Understand this, guys, that you are not using Facebook or Instagram to send requests to your friends. You are actually using LinkedIn to hit your target audience. So you need to make individualized requests, a message which actually tells that you're giving some importance to that particular person. All right. Yeah. One great thing which I can tell you, it's basically not the right way, but yeah. So let's say now I'll click on this particular button called all filters. All right. Let's see if it works correctly. So, in one, I have sent a request to Neha Kukreja. Second, I also want to send request to Neha Kukreja connections as well. All right, because if she's an HR, she's into campus recruitments. She might have another set of people who are again into the HR and they're also handling campus recruitments. So I'll click on this first, second, third, and I'll say add connections of Neha Kukreja. Somehow it is not showing. Let's see for Mr. Joel. I think so. It would only show once Neha has accepted the request. So let me use this particular person, Miss Neha Watts. Let's see what results comes. So once did you see that I typed the Neha Watts and it showed me the connections of Miss Neha. So I'm actually trying to steal into the connections of Miss Neha, and I can easily get in touch with Miss Nimisha Beri, Mr. Jinosh, Miss Akshida, Miss Reshma, and Mr. Amarjeet. So as I said, it's a multiplier impact, right? So there are two ways. Either you type the word here, and then you can get connected to people here, right? And you can apply all filters. Or the second approach can be, if I go to Miss Neha Kukreja's profile, photos, one keyword here by the name of campus recruitments, right? Okay, let's take this example. There was some app which was flashing there. So let's take this example. Let's see if I'm connected to this lady called Chandra Jaiswal. It's parallelly showing me some other people as well, who are either working in the same company, like Mr. Abdul, Mr. Krishna Murthy. So I can, connect to these people because either they would be working in the same company, which is Verizon, or they would be handling, the campus recruitments in different set of companies. All right. All right. Coming to the next topic, which is called SEOing the headline. You need to have a very, very catchy headline. It's very, very important. It just basically works like, SEO, right? Just like when you're typing something on Google, you search something and it takes you to a particular website. So similarly, you need to have a very attractive tagline of yours. Now, if I show you my own example, right? So if you see this thing here, uh, I've used this word, building early talent rock stars, Virat Kohli, scouting for campus recruitments and university relations, not a typical TPO associate director. So this word early talent, this word campus recruitments, and this word university relations. These are three keywords which basically most of the HR heads use, right? But I am actually trying to tell my target audience, my HR heads, my CTOs, my CXOs, my CFOs, that I am actually handling campus recruitment university relations at LPU. So this is a message which I'm trying to give. Most of us, let's say if I'm a BTech fourth year grad, I'll just write BTech Computer Science, lovely professional university, BTech MBA Marketing, XYZ University. That is actually not telling what you want to do in life. If you are actually doing something into HR, you're doing something into supply chain, you're a full stack developer, you are good in Java, you're good in data science, you're good in AI/ML, right? You actually need to tell here, you need to project your things in a right manner, right? So this looks very, very attractive. Now the advantage is I just show you that I typed campus recruitment here. Now if somebody else is also typing campus recruitments, I would be shown on the top of the searches. My profile would come more or less in the top searches because I have used the right keywords. Now this would help a lot of you guys when you have mentioned words like let's say full stack developer or a Java developer or a supply chain guy or an international business guy or into human resource. If you mention all these flashy words, when HR people are scouting for talent for freshers, when they would type, but something here, right? It would actually show your profile and it helps a lot. So you need to have a very, very attractive, tagline. It helps a lot. Now, some of you may have this question that how did I make this particular thing bold? So there is a website called yaytxt.com, right? What you can do is whatever word you want to make bold. So let's say I made the word campus recruitments bold there. So I will type camp, right? And I can use any of these fonts here. Yeah. So let's use this particular thing. So I can copy this, then I'll go to my LinkedIn. I'll click here. I will go here and I can cut, copy, paste here. So that's how you can bold and tell the target audience what is your niche. So you check profiles of Ankur Wariko, you check profile of Web of Sasinti, you check profile of Ranbir Alabadi, Humans of Bombay, etc., etc. These guys have focused basically on three basic things: the cover photo, the display photo, and your headline. The headline is very, 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 very important. All right. And I've told you this particular tool. If somebody has missed, you can use this tool called yaytext.com, and you can make use of this particular thing and do the cut copy pasting there. So some examples. So let me show you some examples of how you can use it. Right. So these are some of the examples. So let's say somebody of you is into HR, you can make a tagline. Again, these are just the suggestions, right? Aspiring HR recruiter, journalist graduating in 2022. I can correct it to 2024. Specialist in recruitment and sourcing, scouted 1,000+ profiles during internship. You know what? If you can see here, I'm actually quantifying my work. I'm quantifying my work. So it's really important in your tagline if you can quantify yourself. So this is for HR. Now I give an example for sales, right? Passionate about hardcore sales, graduating in 2024, generated a revenue of 1 lakh for inside sales project for an edtech. Again, you're quantifying your work that you have generated a revenue of 1 lakh rupees. If you're into finance, love playing with numbers, graduating in 2024, an aspiring finance business analyst enthusiast, increase profit of a startup by 15% during internships, right? If you're a digital marketer, aspiring digital marketer, blogger by heart, experience in WordPress, Facebook, and Instagram marketing. All right. So these are some of the ways by which you can make your own taglines. You can use this tool called wordclouds.com, to make your, you can use, they can suggest you some words of, making a great headline in your LinkedIn profile. Okay. Now coming to the About Us section. So I've covered I've covered the cover photo part, I've covered the display photo part, I've covered the headline part. Now next comes your About Us section. So again, it's very, very important. So you always write your About Us section in the first person language, that you're writing it for yourself. So if you can again see, right? So I mentioned this thing, reach out to me for tech and non-tech hiring, for placements, for agri-tech, for biosciences, that I've again shared a YouTube link of my university. Then I'm telling what I'm doing and whom I'm getting connected to. I'm getting connected to founders, co-founders, CTOs. So basically, to be honest, this About Us section is my online resume. Other than the other attractive things, this About Us section is my online resume of who I am, what I'm doing, with what kind of people I'm getting connected, and what is my current profile all about, right? So please write this About Us section very, very carefully. Again, just like headline, where I've used this word called campus recruitments and university relations in my headline. I've again used these words here also. If you see, I've used this word campus recruitments and university relations here as well, right? Just to see the campus recruitment for freshers, right? Because the more I use the keywords, the more it would help, taking my profile in the top searches, right? So write your About Us section very, very carefully. Keep your CV alongside. Take some sections of the CV and put it across here. Use some fancy words so that again it grabs the attention of the recruiters. So make your first sentence pop out really well. Use some industry specific keywords. If you're from biotechnology, if you're from pharmacy, you're from engineering, you're from management, you have to use some industry specific keywords, which helps the recruiter know that you actually have done some work, some project. Right in the first person perspective. explain what do you know in the simplest way possible, break up your thing into paragraphs, never ever use the word unemployed, right? Or never ever use the word looking for, that's a very bad word if you're using looking for HR opportunities, looking for marketing opportunities, looking for job, or there is some frame which is available, looking for opportunities, looking for job. I would suggest don't use that. You can just put one of your posts that you're currently looking for a change, or let's say you've been laid off from some particular organization. Just one post would be enough. But if you are actually using that frames, looking for a change, or anything which tells that you're actually wanting a job and you're desperate, don't use that kind of words in your headline, or don't use that kind of things in your about us section. It should be very, very catchy. And as I quoted, the about us section is limited to 2000 characters. So you can use up to 350 words. It's basically a summary of your academic and your professional journey till date. It's an online resume. All right. Coming next to endorsements and your recommendations, I'll quickly jump on to recommendation part. I see most of my students telling me, "Sir, please, can you please write a recommendation for me?" Many of my friends, they reach out to me, "Hey, Sanjay, can you please write a recommendation?" And you very well know that writing a recommendation for anybody is a tedious task. It takes a lot of your effort, lot of your time, right? And why should I write recommendation for somebody? So the best tool or best idea or the best hack, I will say, is write the recommendation for others first. So let's say if I have to request some very senior HR head that, "Hi sir, can you please write a recommendation for me?" I have to oblige him first, right? Instead of asking him, why can't I write a recommendation for him? And it becomes an indirect obligation, that he becomes happy that this person has found out some time and he's written a recommendation, and he actually uses my recommendation and flashes his own LinkedIn profile, right? Why can't then he? So it is indirectly hitting the mind, the subconscious mind of the other person. So take the first step, oblige the other person by writing a good recommendation for them. By doing this, the other person feels delighted and happy for their own recommendation, and by default they feel like recommending you, right? So that's the first way of asking and requesting for a recommendation. The second way is, as I said, writing a recommendation is a very lazy thing. And let's say a student has asked me for a recommendation, but I actually don't know that student really well. I have met him once, twice, or I don't know his strengths really well. So the best way would be, I write my own recommendation, and I share that recommendation via WhatsApp or via email, and request that person. Though it may look not the right approach, but yes, if you really want to make your LinkedIn profile very, very solid, you can use that. You can make your own recommendation. You can share that recommendation with the other person from whom you are asking for the recommendation. All right. So write the recommendation by yourself, or write the recommendation for the other person, and then they would be happy enough to write the recommendation for you. Okay. One more thing. So, if I have to use my LinkedIn URL in my email signature, or on my Instagram, or on my Linktree, or on my Facebook, I can't, use this kind of longish or very weird LinkedIn URL. So you have to make a customized LinkedIn URL. So if you can see, right, https linkedin.com/n/Sanjay Jindal 7. So that's my own LinkedIn URL. So how can you create this LinkedIn URL? You go to my section, my network section here. My me section here. I'm sorry.